Trump was under criminal investigation by the federal government. This was well before the DOJ raid in Mar-a-Lago. I was right about that. I'm right about this statement I'm going to make now. Donald Trump will be indicted. It will not take years. It may take months, possibly weeks. Here's why I say that. It was reported on Sunday that a new cat has come into the equation. His name is David Raskin. Let me explain the importance of this prosecutor. One of the top prosecutors in the country when it comes to one thing: stolen government documents. He has now joined the Justice Department team investigating Donald Trump's documents he took from the White House to Mar-a-Lago. As the Washington Post explained, it shows that the DOJ is very serious and they're moving toward prosecuting the former president. Let me provide a little more context here. The grand jury actually will issue the indictment. The grand jury, not a prosecutor, not the attorney general, but the grand jury. The grand jury has already sifted through evidence, testimony, information that has been presented to the grand jury already. More of that, I'm sure, is coming. Why would you bring on a David Raskin now? Why would you do that now? He is not the guy you bring to help seal an indictment, to execute an indictment, get an indictment or true bill from a grand jury. That's not what he does. You bring him in when it's time to prosecute a case, when it's time to go to trial, when you know you're going to land the indictment and you need someone who understands how to prosecute a case successfully. So the mere fact that the Justice Department has now tapped this individual at this time says they are concluding an indictment is going to happen because you don't bring this cat in until it's time to actually litigate a prosecution. That is my conclusion. Former Watergate prosecutor Jill Wine-Banks said, and I quote, "They are now focusing on the confidential documents that were kept at Mar-a-Lago, endangering our national security. That's why you are bringing in someone who is a specialist in national security. The recent reporting about documents coming from that pile that involved Iran and China are really scary and threaten our security. That's a very smart thing to focus on. It makes it very hard for the Department of Justice not to pursue this to an indictment." This individual explains deeper and says, and I quote, "There have been a number of people prosecuted for having dangerous materials in their possession, having wrongfully taken them. Donald Trump is a former president. He has no special rights. He has to be held accountable. If not, it's opening the door for anyone in the future to do the same thing. Or in the event that he should ever run for office or return to office, for him to continue to do this and even more." She continued, "He is known for delay, deflect, and disinformation. He will continue to delay. He cannot just thumb his nose at the committee because we know what happens when that happens. We can assume that there will be discussions with that committee, but the committee also notes that it has a limited time frame. It set a time frame that was reasonable, but that allowed them to finish their work before they expire at the end of the year. They only expire if the Democrats do not keep control of the House." So you see what he's trying to do. He would love to have a political victory because he knows that the substantive victory will not happen for him because he's wrong. He will never be vindicated under the normative rules of evidence, never. But maybe politically, he can figure out a way to kick the can down the road enough so that possibly Republicans take over the House and he is a victor politically, but nowhere else. Could that happen? Of course, it's possible. As I have said before, I believe the committee is wrong in how they are approaching this. Let them do it on television. Let them do it live streaming. I don't give a damn. What's the goal? The real goal is not getting the truth out of Trump. You all know you won't get that. The real goal is actually getting him on record lying, okay? Remember what they did to Bill Clinton? You really think they gave a damn about what Bill Clinton did with his extracurricular activities? No, not really. They made it seem as if they did. They wanted to get him lying on the record. Now he did this when he was president of the United States. You mean to tell me that the Republicans figured out a way to put under oath a sitting president, and y'all can't figure out a way to put under oath a president that's no more, that has no power, former president of the United States? You need to get your lives together. All right, Farron, thoughts?
I do think it is really interesting. I think the DOJ prosecutors, I think you're 100% right. They're taking all the steps that, people who understand the legal field, how prosecutors work, everybody looking at this is basically saying the same thing. They're gearing up, not for the indictments, like you said, they're gearing up for actual prosecution. I think the indictments are almost a foregone conclusion. At this point, they know it's gonna happen, and they know they've got the biggest uphill battle I think we've ever seen ahead of them in court. This would be unprecedented. And the DOJ, I know they're taking that in consideration, but they also understand we have seen about as many smoking guns as humanly possible with all of the evidence that has been recovered, right? There's no lying your way out of this. We've seen it, we've got it. There's not much you can do. Now with the January 6th committee, yeah, they're having a bit of a tough time with Donald Trump. I agree wholeheartedly. They should invite him. They say he's made a bunch of demands. I want to do it on TV. Wonderful, like let's do it. I want these conditions. Great, we'll meet whatever condition you want. Hell, we'll bring the committee down to Mar-a-Lago if that's what you want. But we just want to talk. In fact, we'll just let you talk and we'll listen. That's all that needs to happen. If you want to get that man lying, all you have to do is get him talking. And they know this. And the thing is, he has one lawyer, one that wants him to testify, Alina Habba. And it appears that he puts all of his faith in her. He's now moved her to serve on the board of directors for his new Make America Great Again Incorporated PAC. He trusts her more than he trusts any of the actual good lawyers on his team. And if she is telling him, go and testify, you got nothing to hide, I think it does increase the likelihood that he shows up. The other lawyers are saying, please do not ever do this. It's a trap. But if Alina Habba's in his other ear saying, no, you're okay, he will side with her over all those other lawyers. And I think it could happen.
We shall see. We'll bring updates as they come.